Okay, getting ready to winterize. Starting in the pump basement. These are the tools you're going to need. We'll get some light here. We're going to shut off the water heater and the pump. And we're going to go back up in the can. Why is this upside down? And we're going to relieve the pressure because we're still at 50. Okay, there we go. On this one. This one. And we'll push it. That's going down. We'll hold it for a while. Okay, now we got to get all the water out of here. We'll just dump it in here. Do the same in here. Okay. Now that most of the water's out here, we'll put some RV antifreeze in here and also in here. And let's see, we'll put a cup in the sink drain. I'll leave this little one here. Get the last of the stuff out of here. And also in here. And that's it for the bathroom. Toilet's done. Sink drain is done. Move on to the kitchen. Antifreeze in the sink drain and the kitchen. Okay, now we're going to disconnect this hose. It's on here and drain the water out of there. We don't want that to freeze. Let's see if we can. That's the part we're going to take that blue thing off and disconnect the hoses. I probably won't get a video of that. Too cramped in here. Get off of there. Okay, yeah, that's off. Yeah, that's apart, and that's still draining, so I'll let that drain out. Here. And we'll move on. And now the pump is off. Pressure's down to 0. So here's the pump. The pump pumps up into the camp and also out to the bunkhouse and the sauna. So we're gonna drain that line into the bucket that goes outside, and we're gonna take this apart, and it's gonna drain the lines that go up to the camp. We're also gonna drain this. That drains the water out of this accumulator here, just by opening this. We'll do the other lines first, then that one last. Okay, we'll open up these hot water. What's that? That's hot water. Open water. Okay, I better open up the valves out in the bunkhouse and the sauna. That'll let that drain better. Hang on. Okay, I'll see if I can take this apart. I need 2 hands. Just loosen. That'll drain. We'll keep that going. I'm going to go out to the sauna and the bunkhouse and open up those valves. Okay, let's open up this. Of course, there's no water, but we'll open up the lines here. And we're going to take this off. In case there's any water in here. Doesn't look like it. Don't lose that washer. Okay, now we're out in the bunkhouse. We're going to drain the hoses that feed the washing machine because they have water in them. There's the valve right there. it's a single valve that closes both hot and cold lines. So we'll leave that open right now, and we'll take these lines off and drain them into this bucket. And when they stop draining, we'll put the hoses back on and we'll be good. So they're draining in there, and you can see the cold is blue and the hot is sort of red, orangey. In case you're not sure, these are labeled somewhere. Cold right here, hot right here on the side. Helps to have a towel down too. When you're taking the hose off, it kind of drips a little bit. While this is draining and the valve is open and the sauna faucet is open, we'll open up those drain lines down in the basement now. Okay, we're back down the basement. Let's open these up again. It's getting kind of full. We'll just dump it. We'll dump that over here. That'll soak in eventually. That's pretty full. We can also, in a hole here, put these buckets in there. And that's probably where that one's going to go. Still draining from outside. Now we'll open up this one. Shouldn't be much in there. Just leave these open until that all drains out, just to be safe. This one too. We'll close them up when we're done. Now the next is to disconnect this. We're going to take this clamp off, or loosen this one, slide them back. We're going to push the pump that way, and we're going to beat on this part until those two separate. And then we can tip the pump up and drain it, because it doesn't have a drain plug on it. This one. I don't have to film that. I'll try filming this, see if it works. There. I'll let the pump drain out for a while. And we're going to have to tip it like this. When the pump is all drained, we will reverse the procedure here. And we'll tighten up the clamps. Make sure that you get the best seal when these are 180 degrees apart. So we'll do that. And then we will put the line together, that union. It'll be done on that side. We'll close off these drain valves. We'll be done on that side. It'll be good down here. And we'll just keep it tipped up until the water stops draining. Okay, that's put back together again. This is back together again. This is closed. These are closed. Everything is shut off. The only thing left to do is to drain the water heater. So that's full. So it's going to get a little wet down here, so I'm going to get the ladder set up here and open up the drain valve, which is right here, and get out of here. Just like this. It'll take a while. We'll check it before we leave. Now here we are in the sauna. Back a couple of years ago, we had a bad experience in here where the water lines that feed this froze and burst. So we had leak. When we turned the water on in the spring, we had leaks between the walls, which went into the bunkhouse and came in here. So I'm not sure, but I thought that the problem was I didn't take the valve out that's in here, and that held the water back, and the water lines go down here. So they filled with water, or stayed filled with water, and froze. So now, every spring I take this apart and take the valve guts out of there. That's what I'm going to do now. So first of all, this handle has to come off, and there's an Allen screw in there. You can see it in here. That has to come out. I keep that in here. Shower handle set screw. So that'll be the first step. Take the handle off. Okay, there's the handle is off. Now there's the valve in here. So we take this off. You can see it there. And that's held in with this collar here that's screwed on, but first we have to take this off. It's got two Phillips head screws that hold it in place. And I'll take those off and I'll show you what's underneath. These are the screws that hold that in place. You can see they're pretty long. Kind of a bugger to line up when you're putting it back together, but I just leave everything here on the bench for the winter. So this comes off. And this is just hand tight. there. And then this comes out. I'm going to need 2 hands for that. Pretty tight. Hang on. So that was pretty tight. I ended up prying in this gap with a screwdriver to get it loosened up. And then it just comes out like this. And that's it. When it goes back in, you can see the H is the hot. That goes this way, as it would be. The left is hot. Put everything right here. Hopefully we don't have a freeze this year. I did this last fall and it was fine in the spring, so hopefully it's good again. This is the drain from the sauna. I put this cap on there. The cap was stored in that same drawer where that Allen wrench was for the set screw on the handle. So I have to remember in the spring to take this off before we use the sauna. Just put the cap back. So just to keep dirt and stuff out of there, I cover that once it's emptied, which I did out on the deck, to keep it clean. Also, I cover the sink because every once in a while we come out here in the winter time and people have a tendency or a habit to dump stuff in the sink, which already has antifreeze in it, so I don't want stuff poured in there. So that helps. Also, I leave that cover on top of the toilet so people will know not to use the toilet. Because this is our wintertime toilet. Now we're back in the bunkhouse, working on the washer dryer. So we're going to, these are all going out. We're going to hook these back up, shut the valve, and then we can winterize the washer. Okay. Cold to cold, hot to hot. And here is the valve. Push that back. So it's back there. Now it's shut off. Now we're going to winterize the washer by, we dump, it says a gallon, but I'm going to use a little bit less than a gallon. Dump a gallon in here, run rinse spin cycle, and shut it off. In case you forget, there's the manual up here. And here is winterizing instructions. Up there. Okay, we dump this in there. Close the lid. Spin setting, run for a minute. And we'll just, it ran for a minute. We'll just wipe this out and close it up and we'll be good. Water heater's still draining. It'll be going for a while. I'll probably be home and it'll still be draining. No problem.